What if I told you Toyota isn't the king of reliability anymore? For decades, car enthusiasts have treated Toyota like the holy grail of dependability, the unbreakable brand that never lets you down. But here's the thing, that reputation might be running on fumes. Because while everyone's busy worshiping the Corolla and Camry quietly, a few other automakers have been building cars that outlast, outperform, and outshine Toyota's so-called perfection. Some of them are brands you'd never expect, the kind people used to laugh at. Others are former underdogs that learned Toyota's playbook and then rewrote it better. From luxury sedans that run smoother after 200,000 miles, to rugged off-road beasts that survive where Toyotas tap out, the truth is, the reliability crown might not belong to Japan's favorite son anymore. So buckle up, because by the end of this video, you'll see exactly which car brands have quietly surpassed Toyota, and why the king of reliability might finally be facing its biggest challenge yet. Here's the twist most people don't realize. Toyota actually built its own rival. Lexus isn't just inspired by Toyota, it is Toyota's luxury alter ego. Same parent company, same engineering roots, but with one crucial difference. Lexus didn't stop where Toyota did. While Toyota focused on mass production, Lexus took that bulletproof reliability and turned it into an art form. Every Lexus is built with obsessive precision, tighter tolerances, higher grade materials, and testing so intense that engineers literally destroy cars just to make the next batch better. According to J.D. Power's Vehicle Dependability Study, Lexus averages only 135 problems per 100 vehicles. The industry average? 186. That's not just good, that's elite. And it puts Lexus neck and neck, or even a step above Toyota, in real-world reliability. Take the Lexus ES and RX, two models that have become icons for lasting quality. Owners report driving them well past 250,000 miles without major failures. The ES is so consistently trouble-free, it's been called the luxury car that refuses to die. And the RX, it's basically the SUV version of peace of mind. Smooth, quiet, and practically allergic to breaking down. Lexus also backs up its confidence with an ironclad warranty, 4 years or 50,000 miles for basic coverage, and 6 years or 70,000 miles on the powertrain. Compare that to most luxury brands that barely hit 4 years, and it's easy to see why Lexus owners stick around for life. Even maintenance costs tell the story. The average Lexus costs about $551 a year to maintain. Mercedes, BMW, and Audi? Try closer to $650 or more. In other words, Lexus gives you everything Toyota promises, and then upgrades it. So while Toyota might have built the foundation, Lexus took that same DNA and turned it into something almost bulletproof. And just when you think the story ends with luxury, think again. Because the next brand on this list doesn't care about leather seats or chrome accents. It's all about survival, traction, and pure grit. If Lexus is the refined samurai of reliability, Subaru is the fearless mountain warrior, built for snow, mud, and punishment. This brand doesn't need luxury to prove its worth. Subaru earns respect the hard way, by surviving conditions that would make most cars beg for mercy. Every Subaru, from the tiny Crosstrek to the family-sized Outback, shares one secret weapon: symmetrical all-wheel drive. It's not an optional upgrade, it's standard. That means balanced power delivery, better traction, and less wear on critical parts. In plain English, these cars just don't quit. The Subaru Crosstrek, for example, has a reliability rating of 4.5 out of 5, according to RepairPal, and it's consistently ranked the #1 compact SUV for long-term dependability. Owners report driving these things past 200,000 miles with only minor issues, mostly basic wear and tear. Then there's the Subaru Legacy, the quiet workhorse that refuses to fade. It's known for clocking serious mileage while still keeping its composure. With features like Subaru's EyeSight Driver Assist, it doesn't just last long, it keeps you safer doing it. Think of it as a sedan that watches your back. And of course, the Subaru Outback, a cult favorite for anyone who loves adventure. It's the car that shows up when the roads disappear. Rated one of the most reliable vehicles by US News and World Report, the Outback's rugged build and bulletproof drivetrain have made it a legend among outdoorsy families and weekend warriors. But reliability isn't just about surviving the wild. Subaru's average annual repair cost hovers around $495, cheaper than many sedans that never leave the pavement. So while others pay for luxury badges, Subaru owners pay for capability and longevity. The truth is, Subaru doesn't just compete with Toyota. It outperforms it where it matters most, in the real world, when the weather turns ugly and the road disappears. But the story doesn't end in the wilderness. Because the next brand on this list proves that reliability doesn't have to be rugged. It can also be refined, stylish, and just plain fun to drive. While Subaru earns its stripes in the mud, Mazda wins hearts on the asphalt. It doesn't shout reliability from the rooftops. It simply proves it every single day. Mazda is the quiet overachiever of the car world. No flashy image, no billion-dollar marketing campaign, just rock-solid engineering, head-turning design, and an obsessive attention to detail that most people overlook. And here's the kicker. In multiple reliability studies, Mazda consistently lands above Toyota. Take the Mazda CX-5, the compact SUV that refuses to act its price. With a 4.5-star reliability rating, it's one of the most dependable crossovers you can buy. Drivers praise it for feeling more like a European luxury car than an economy SUV. It's stylish, nimble, and built with a precision that screams crafted, not assembled. Then there's the Mazda 6, the sedan that proves fun to drive and reliable don't have to be opposites. Its steering feels alive, its engine delivers power without drama, and owners report years of trouble-free driving well past the 150,000-mile mark. This is the kind of car that rewards you every time you start it. Not with horsepower numbers, but with confidence. Even maintenance costs tell a different story. The average Mazda owner spends about $487 a year keeping their car in top shape, lower than most of its direct competitors. That's the price of an oil change and a few coffees compared to what German brands charge for a brake job. So how did Mazda pull this off? Simple. They focus on feel. Every control, every sound, every vibration is engineered to make driving more human. It's that Jinba Itai philosophy, horse and rider as one. And when engineers care that much about connection, reliability naturally follows. Mazda isn't trying to dethrone Toyota. It's quietly showing that reliability can have personality too. And while most people overlook it, true car enthusiasts know. Mazda's reliability is no accident, it's obsession. But reliability with style isn't the whole story. Because the next brand on this list built its empire on something even simpler: longevity. When people talk about cars that never die, this is the name that always comes up. When people talk about cars that never die, one brand always finds its way into the conversation: Honda. It's the quiet hero of reliability, the brand that doesn't brag, doesn't chase luxury, and still outlasts almost everything else on the road. For decades, Honda has built cars that just keep going. You'll see ancient Civics and Accords still humming through traffic like they just left the dealership. And that's no coincidence, it's engineering discipline. Honda builds every part to work together efficiently, and the result is mechanical harmony that refuses to quit. The Honda Accord, for example, has been a reliability icon for generations. According to Consumer Reports, it holds a 4.5 out of 5 reliability rating, and countless owners have pushed their Accords beyond 200,000 miles with no major failures. It's the car equivalent of a marathon runner. Consistent, durable, unstoppable. Then there's the Honda Civic, the eternal crowd favorite. Affordable, fun, and almost bulletproof. It's one of those rare cars that new drivers, tuners, and families all agree on. With an annual repair cost of only $368, it's cheaper to maintain than most economy cars, yet it feels far more refined. Many owners joke that their Civic will outlive them, and honestly, they're not far off. And let's not forget the Honda CR-V, a compact SUV that does everything right. Spacious interior, great fuel economy, and 5-star safety ratings from the NHTSA. Families love it because it's simple. It starts every morning, hauls what you need, and keeps you safe while doing it. It's no wonder the CR-V routinely lands on most reliable SUV lists year after year. Honda's reliability comes backed by confidence too. A 3-year, 36,000-mile limited warranty, and a 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty. But the real story isn't what's on paper. It's the community of owners who swear by their cars. It's the guy who's still driving his 2003 Civic to work. It's the family road tripping in an Accord with 250,000 miles on the clock. Honda doesn't just build vehicles, it builds relationships that last decades. While Toyota built its empire on trust, Honda built loyalty. And in many ways, that's even stronger. Because when a car becomes part of your life story, reliability isn't just a number, it's personal. But not every underdog success story comes from a giant like Honda. Because the next brand on this list isn't known for status or sales, it's known for comebacks. A brand that was written off, mocked, and nearly forgotten, until it quietly became one of the most dependable names on the road again. If reliability were a popularity contest, Mitsubishi would have been voted off the island years ago. But while the world stopped paying attention, this underdog quietly rebuilt its reputation, brick by brick, until it became one of the most dependable sleepers in the industry. Most people still remember Mitsubishi for its rally legends, the Lancer Evo and Pajero Rally Raid. But behind the scenes, the brand shifted gears. It focused less on flash, more on foundation. And the results? Honestly surprising. The Mitsubishi Outlander is the comeback kid of compact SUVs. Practical, affordable, and built to last. It's not just hype, it earned strong marks from J.D. Power for long-term dependability. And with its 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, it's one of the longest protected vehicles you can buy. That's a brand putting its money where its mouth is. Then there's the Eclipse Cross. Sleek, sporty, and way tougher than it looks. With a 4.5 out of 5 reliability rating, it blends bold styling with durability you don't expect from a smaller brand. And while others brag about tech features, Mitsubishi quietly gives you what matters most. Fewer breakdowns, lower bills, and peace of mind. And for budget-savvy drivers, the Mitsubishi Mirage deserves credit where it's due. Sure, it's not flashy, but with an EPA estimated 39 miles per gallon on the highway and an average annual repair cost of just $432, it's practically allergic to drama. This is the kind of car that just gets up every morning, does its job, and doesn't complain. The definition of dependable. What's remarkable is how Mitsubishi pulled this off without chasing trends. While other brands poured billions into image, Mitsubishi quietly refined its engines, simplified its electronics, and doubled down on durability. That humility is paying off. So, yeah, it might not turn heads at a car meet, but it'll turn over every single time you start it. And that, right there, is real reliability. But here's the question everyone's afraid to ask. If Toyota used to be the benchmark, how did all these brands catch up, or even surpass it? For years, Toyota didn't just build cars, it built a legend. The name itself became shorthand for reliable. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The rest of the industry caught up. Toyota's reputation was forged in the 80s and 90s. an era when rivals were drowning in mechanical problems. Back then, a Corolla that lasted 200,000 miles was a miracle. But now, that's standard. Brands like Mazda, Subaru, Honda, and even Mitsubishi have spent decades perfecting the formula Toyota created. And in some ways, they've refined it better. How? Because Toyota stopped being the hungry underdog. It became the establishment. Safe, predictable, maybe even too comfortable. While competitors pushed innovation, Toyota doubled down on caution. Reliability stayed strong, but excitement faded. Meanwhile, others found the sweet spot between passion and precision. Mazda brought driving feel. Subaru built confidence on any terrain. Lexus turned durability into art. Honda fused longevity with affordability. And while Toyota focused on protecting its crown, everyone else was busy sharpening their swords. There's also another reason: shared technology. In the modern auto world, many brands use the same suppliers, the same engines, the same electronics. The gap between bulletproof and average is smaller than ever. And Toyota's once exclusive reliability edge, it's now public domain. That doesn't mean Toyota's fallen. Far from it. It still builds some of the most dependable machines on the planet. But it's no longer untouchable. In today's world, reliability isn't about a single badge. It's about smart engineering, consistent quality, and a company's will to improve. And lately, Toyota's rivals have been hungrier. The crown hasn't fallen off. It's just no longer sitting on one head. But this shift isn't bad news for drivers. It's a wake-up call. Because if more brands are matching Toyota's reliability, that means you finally have choices. And one of those choices might just be your next car. For decades, Toyota sat on top of the automotive mountain, the unchallenged ruler of reliability. But that era is over. The world caught up. Today, Lexus proves luxury and longevity can coexist. Subaru shows that ruggedness doesn't mean compromise. Mazda adds artistry to dependability. Honda keeps everyday drivers rolling for decades. And Mitsubishi, once written off, just pulled off one of the most underrated comebacks in car history. This isn't the fall of Toyota. It's something bigger, a reliability revolution. Because when nearly every major automaker is now capable of building cars that last hundreds of thousands of miles, consumers win. The myth of one perfect brand is gone. Now you get to decide who earns your trust, not the badge on the hood. And if you're thinking about your next car, don't just chase hype or heritage. Look at the data. Look at the owners. Look at the cars that quietly outperform the giants. Because in this new era, the best cars aren't the ones everyone talks about. They're the ones that never make the news. Because they never break. So the next time someone says Toyota is the only name you can rely on, just smile. Because you'll know the truth. Reliability isn't a brand anymore. It's a standard. But here's a twist you won't see coming. While these brands are rising in dependability, there's another group of cars going in the opposite direction. Models that barely survive 40,000 miles before falling apart. And in our next video, we're naming names. So hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and get ready. Because what we're about to expose will make you rethink everything you know about car reliability.